They called him guilty. His own lawyer walked out. And the only person who stood up for him was an 8-year-old girl. Yeah, that happened and I was there to see it. So picture this packed courtroom, media in every row, and Ethan Brixley, 26, handcuffed at the table, looking like the ghost of the guy Forbes once called the people's billionaire. His lawyer, Monroe Green, just up and says, "I'm withdrawing, Your Honor," like he was done defending a lost cause. The judge was stunned, the crowd gasped, but the real moment. That came from the third row, when a tiny voice said, "I can defend him." And everyone turned to look at a kid. Her name was Amara Johnson, beads in her braids, oversized dress, and more fire in her voice than half the courtroom combined. She stood up trembling, sure, but she didn't sit back down. "I know he didn't do it," she said. "Because he saved my brother's life." And just like that, the circus turned into something way bigger. Ethan blinked like he'd just remembered her or maybe never really forgot. She told the judge about a mentorship program Ethan funded in her neighborhood. Free tablets, Wi-Fi, coding workshop stuff no one else ever bothered to bring to East St. Louis. Her brother Malik had been in that program. Wanted to go to college. But he got caught in the wrong place, wrong time, shot outside a corner store. Never got to finish. And you could feel it, the whole room shifted. Amara told them Ethan cared, that nobody else did, and when the war turned on him, she couldn't stay silent. "If this court don't care about the truth," she said, "then I don't care about the rules." Let me back up a sec. Ethan wasn't born rich. Raised by a single mom in Bakersfield, fixed junked laptops as a teen, built an app in college that connected underprivileged kids to jobs, scholarships, mentors. It took off. By 24, he was on magazine covers. By 26, he was accused of beating a business rival half to death in a warehouse across the country. But Ethan swore he wasn't even in St. Louis that night. Flight records said he was right. GPS, maybe not. His rental car pinged near the warehouse. Cash was found in his office. It all looked bad. His lawyer bailed. Everyone believed he was guilty. Everyone except Amara. While the press tore him apart, she was in a public library printing every article, piecing together timelines. She skipped school, sat through hours of legal nothing just to be there. And when his own defense gave up, she stood up because someone had to. Judge didn't toss her out. Not yet. He let her speak. 1 minute. And man, did she use it. Brought up flight times that didn't line up with the crime scene. Pointed out Victor Hale, the guy who got beat, had a financial motive to frame Ethan. Then she dropped a twist nobody saw coming. Why did Trevor Maddox, co-founder of Linkbridge, buy a ticket to St. Louis the same day Hale got hurt, she asked. Trevor Maddox, that name hadn't come up in months. He'd been Ethan's partner once, pushed out after a messy lawsuit. And just last week, Amara had tracked meetings between Trevor and Hale's lawyers. You could hear phones buzzing across the courtroom. The judge recessed to review it. And Ethan? He just stared, like this kid was pulling air into his drowning lungs. Hours later, back in court, the judge dropped the bomb: Ethan would be released on bond. And there'd be a formal inquiry into Trevor Maddox. Reporters exploded. Twitter melted. And Ethan, free of cuffs, walked straight to Amara and said, "You saved me." But she shook her head. "No. You saved Malik. I just finished the job." A week later, Trevor Maddox was arrested. Turns out, he'd cloned Ethan's phone, planted cash, set up the whole thing to sink him and reclaim his seat at the top. Yeah. All of it undone by a girl who wasn't even tall enough to reach the witness stand. So here's the thing: this wasn't just about one guy or one trial. It was about truth. About standing up when no one else will. About a kid who believed so hard it made the rest of us believe again, too. Now let me ask you something. If you saw someone losing everything because nobody believed them, would you stay seated? Or would you stand up and say, I can defend? Let's talk about that.